Hey everybody.
Hi everyone.
It is October.
October 2025.
Yeah.
Hope this finds you well.
Yeah, and here we are in the Rose Garden, International Test Rose Garden, something like that.
Portland is a city of roses and it has earned its name.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All spring and summer and now into fall. Just fantastic.
Everywhere. Incredible to see. Yeah, there are plenty of people out here enjoying the roses, and they're tended very carefully, and come from all over the world.
Yeah.
So we're back for Deep Dive this month. We want to let you know that up front. On the 14th, the second Tuesday, the 14th of October, at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 5 o'clock Pacific Time and 8 o'clock Central Time. Nope, 7 o'clock Central Time and 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Now that I've confused you. But join with us. Come on Zoom. We put a link in the newsletter, and if you don't get the newsletter, you can sign up by going to our website and going down to the bottom and signing up. Or you can write us at connect@fullecology.com.
And that website is fullecology.com in case you missed that the first 200 times we said it.
Yeah.
Still the same.
Yeah.
Hope to see you there. It'd be nice to catch up after being off for a few months.
Yeah.
So come and let us know what you've been up to.
Yeah, we're this month we're thinking about local action, like deep. What is the most local action that we can take? And that is a kind of question that we've been pointing toward in the past, 4 months, when we've been doing the 4 elements?
Yeah.
Because the 4 elements are very elemental, and their action is something that we can all learn from. But this is asking, in that slogan, think globally, act locally.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been thinking about, for sure. From an environmental standpoint, nature is these individuals living in small communities, forming ecosystems, forming watersheds, forming bioregions. And then each of those, by being as healthy as they can be, influences this interlocking, interdependent system of Gaia, of planetary ecosystem. And so by taking really good care, down to some very, very small acts, I keep saying this, but people dismiss, what can we do? Well, in fact, we can do things that not only align us with our heart, and that's the real payoff, but also when we come together, can have really big effects.
Yeah, and the collective kind of health, the more healthy each of us becomes within ourselves. We talk about full ecology, the ecologies within us and between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the social ecologies, that we really need to tend to those. And so when you think of real local action, this is about as local as it gets.
That's true.
That's when it comes to it. I can't influence this. I can't influence these much. I could tend them, but I can't really, when it comes down to it, they're going to do what they do. They are doing local action themselves. So what I can do is take local action here in the way I take care of this form, in the way I take care of these emotions and this spirit. When we take care of all of those parts of ourselves, one thing that I really want to emphasize, and I'd like to see what you think, we are in a time in human community where decisive activism is important. And the most decisive activism I propose that we can engage in is taking care, is local action, is this local action. Really getting in there, really straightening things out, really getting strong and connecting with the other people in our community and encouraging and inviting and supporting them. You can't do it for them, but you can support them. And one way you support them is by doing it yourself. So that is profound and radical activism, so that when the chaos finally settles, there's still roses.
Yeah.
There's still we who have taken care of ourselves beneath the threshold and not participated. Here we are, and we are. This thing that we've taken care of all this time is for everybody, even the people who participated in the chaos. Nobody's left out. So we know that horrible things are going on. And we also know that we need to look to what's our most profound activism. And that's why we want to talk about acting locally.
Yeah, I think, as you say, it is extraordinarily important to take care of what's going on in here, because that's the starting point for us to be able to take care of what's going on between us. And, you know, as you can imagine, the one leads to the two, leads to the three, four, five, leads to the small community, which gains influence on the health of the larger community. So it may not be quick, it may not be prone to being able to be described in sound bites, but taking care of yourself in whatever way that means has a big influence, not just on you and the quality of your life, but on the quality of the system, of the ecosystem, of the nature of which you're a part.
Yeah, one of the things that you all have heard is the Bodhisattva vow. And it goes, may all beings be at peace, may all beings be happy. Well, or at least that's what those who have become awakened, whatever that means, and elect to stay here and not just fly off into nirvana, as if that's what happens. But anyway, and make the vow that I will be here until all beings are at peace and all beings are happy. Beautiful vow, beautiful tradition. And I may not be getting it exactly right because I was not raised in that tradition and don't know it very tremendously well. However, what I have gotten, and this has only been in recent decades, so it's not something I got right away when I heard it, was that it's not just about being the good person, not just helping people be at peace and be happy. It's helping me. This includes me. May all beings, including me, be at peace. May all beings, including me, be happy. And we forget that part.
Yeah.
And that's a part that really must be served, not from an ego standpoint, but from the standpoint of the resources at hand. How these roses are taking care of themselves, for example.
And we've talked before about the actual, literal, physiological consequences of not taking care of ourselves, of letting our anxiety and our worry and our fear run the day. I mean, it increases cortisol levels, heart rates, blood pressure, atrophy, leading to certain kinds of brain disorders, perhaps, they're wondering now. So
and being out of your body and having accidents.
Yeah, right.
Making mistakes and falling downstairs, or coming off a ladder, or whatever it might be.
So there's really, for your own survival, your own thriving, I should say, a reason to be very mindful. And speaking of that, practice mindfulness as much as you can, especially in these chaotic times. That's going to give you both an alignment with what your heart wants and needs, and also make you available for what is really a bit of a marathon. It's a day-to-day thing that we're going to do together, and so sprinting for the finish line or wearing yourself out from too much intensity is really not going to serve the ecosystem at all.
And please understand that we are not talking about avoidance. We're not talking about putting on rose-colored glasses. We are talking about how you can elect how much of the detail you want. Is it good for your own local action, for you as you're acting locally, to care for your inner ecology so that you may be present for people who need you in this time?
That's so
because
true.
You can't be present when you're all strung out on the headlines. Seems to me. But you got to check it out for yourself.
We've talked often about one of the things nature does to thrive in the face of, let's say, trauma or disorder or chaos or whatever you want to call it, is to make sure that which makes the community possible is protected. So after a forest fire, we talk about how you still need microorganisms in the soil. If the new forest is to sprout, you need pollinators to be a part of it. So those things that are really essential to a healthy system have to survive. the chaos. And so what is it that's important in your mind to both your system, your relationships, and then what are you doing to make sure that those do survive in these very stressful times?
And being here right now with these roses, I'm reminded of something I heard a wise woman say this week. She said, you know, plants have been around a heck of a lot longer than humans. Plants have been around for so very long, and they have so much to teach us. And then she went on to say, when you see the sunlight landing on a rose, like we are, she said on a plant, but I'm saying on a rose, that sunlight is informing the rose. It is entering the rose, and Gary could talk about all the chemistry of how that's going on. That sunlight is being converted into this beauty. Same with the trees behind us. Same with the carrot that I will have with my dinner tonight. We are consuming, and we are actually made of this sunlight that is all happening, and the plants know that, and the plants have been doing that. So none of this stuff fits in corporate America. None of this stuff fits in the chaotic narrative that is running things these days. And this is where we can stand, and this is what we can cultivate, so that when our loved ones need us, and if you are somebody who is able to go to Gaza and help with food and do that, that's fantastic. But if you can't, what you can do is hold deep, profound peace on behalf of everybody, so that when things calm down, it's still here and everybody's welcome.
And what little things are there going around that are in service of both the social, the human community, and the natural community, whether it's planting community gardens and helping with that, or trees to increase carbon capture, or planting wildflower strips down agricultural fields so that the pollinators can make their journeys back and forth. There are lots and lots of very little small things that make a very big difference. As I was saying before, before we started, I was thinking of the cottonwoods, and this is pretty recent science, but say you've got a cottonwood that by some miracle sprouts, from all those cottonwood seeds that fly around in the spring. One lands in between a rock crevice near a creek bed and somehow manages to get going. But after a few years, it's starting to run short on nitrogen, so it's flailing. Well, now they have found that the bacteria in the soil actually can recognize when that tree is struggling. The bacteria expresses a genetic capability of capturing nitrogen from the atmosphere and then turning it into a product that tree can then use. And then, of course, that tree may survive and create other trees, and the trees along the river may cool the river to allow trout to spawn, and on it goes.
Capture the carbon.
Yeah, so just the smallest little things we can't even see are playing this game of relationship.
By taking local action.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd like to invite. We're going to keep thinking about it, and we invite you to think about it and meet up with us at the deep dive.
Yeah.
It's free. People come from all over the country. We meet via Zoom, and the link is in the newsletter. So, that's on the 14th of October again.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to have some dates for our retreats next June and early July. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, biggest news probably this month, Gary's 28th book is coming out mid-October, and people who have done pre-orders have already been getting it.
Yeah.
So it's called Twilight Forest. And anything you want to say about that?
Well, it's the Twilight Forest, an elegy for Ponderosa in a changing West. That tree is, to me, the most iconic tree of the West, and certainly a lot of artists and filmmakers and authors have considered it that too. And it's, in fact, in the Southwest, disappearing at an alarming rate. The Ponderosa forest going to permanent grasslands and shrublands. And so this is not just an environmental clarion call, but it's sort of a love poem to a tree that's meant a lot to me and a lot of other people for decades. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. You can also check out the work that I've been doing and Gary's been generously helping me with on the inner elder, and that's now on our webpage too.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. Definitely take a look at that.
Yeah, but we'll fill you in more
All right.
as we know it. All right.
Thanks.
It's great to see you, and we will see you next month. Yeah, bye for now.
Take good care. Bye-bye.